Hello, I am Gasping Goat, and I am wearing a weeaboo mask, and today I am giving you a sequel to my most beloved video of all time that is loved by all my fans. A sequel to Story Time. Okay, this one is a well-loved classic that hundreds of children read before bed every night. Manifesto of the Communist Party. A spectre is haunting Europe, the spectre of communism. All the powers of Europe have entered a holy alliance to exorcise this spectre. Pope and Tsar, Metternich and Guizot, French radicals and German police spies. Interesting. Where is the party in opposition that has not decried as communistic by opponents in power? Where is the opposition that has not hurled back the branding reproach of communism against the more advanced opposition parties as well as its reactionary adversaries? Two things from this fact. One, communism is already acknowledged by European powers itself to be a power. Two, it is high time that communists should openly, in the face of the whole world, publish their views, their aims and their tendencies, and meet this nursery tale of the spectre of communism with a manifesto of the party itself. To this end, communists of various nationalities have assembled in London and sketched the following manifesto to be published in English, French, German, Italian, Flemish, and Danish languages. Chapter 1. Bourgeois and Proletarians. The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles, freeman and slave, patrician, plebeian, lord and serf, guildmaster, Ravnica reference, journeyman in the world, oppressor, and oppressed stood in constant opposition of each other, carried on an uninterrupted, now open fight. A fight that each time ended in either a revolutionary reconstitution of society at large or the common ruin of contending classes. In the various earlier epochs of history, we find almost everywhere a complicated arrangement of society into various orders, a manifold graduation of social rank. In ancient Rome we have patricians, knights, plebeian, slave. In the Middle Ages, feudal lords, vassals, guildmasters, journeymen, apprentices, serfs. In almost all of these classes, again, subordinate graduations. The modern bourgeois society has sprouted from the ruins of feudal society and not done away with class antagonisms. It has established new classes, new conditions of oppression, new forms of struggle in peace for the old ones. Now it's time for ASMR video. Our epoch, the epoch of the bourgeoisie, possesses this distinct feature. It has simplified two antagonisms, society as a whole, and more, splitting up into two great hostile camps. Into two great classes directly facing each other, bourgeois and proletariat. From the serfs in the Middle Ages sprang the chartered burghers of the earliest towns. From these burgesses the first element of the bourgeoisie were developed. The discovery of America, the rounding of the Cape, opened fresh ground for rising bourgeoisie. The East Indian and Chinese markets, the colonization of America, trade with the colonies, the increase of means of exchange and commodities generally, gave to commerce, to navigation, to industry, an impulse never seen before known, and thereby to the revolutionary element of the tottering feudal society, a rapid development. The feudal system of industry, in which industrial production was monopolized by closed guilds, now no longer sufficed for the growing wants of the new markets. The manufacturing system took its place. The guildmasters were pushed from one side by the manufacturing middle class. The division of labour between the different corporate guilds vanished between screen in our face of division of labour in each single workshop. ASMR is tiring me out. I'm just going to read. Meanwhile, the markets kept ever growing, the demand ever rising. Even the manufacturer no longer sufficed. Thereupon, steam and machinery revolutionized industrial production. The place of manufacture was taken by the giant, modern industry, the place of industrial middle class by industrial millionaires, the leaders of whole industrial armies, the modern bourgeois. Interesting. The modern industry has established the world market, of which the discovery of America paved the way. That this market has given an immense development into commerce, to navigation, to communication by land. This development has, in its turn, reacted on the extension of industry. The bourgeoisie developed, increased its capital, and pushed into the every class handed down from the Middle Ages. We see that therefore, how the modern bourgeoisie is itself the product of a long course of development, of a series of revolutions in the modes of production and exchange. This is really long, 21 pages, it's been 6 minutes. I'm just going to finish this page. Each step in the development of the bourgeoisie was accompanied by the corresponding political advance of that class. An oppressed class under the same sway of feudal nobility, an armed and self-governing association of the medieval commune, here independent urban republic, as in Italy and Germany, and therefore taxable a third estate of the monarchy, as in France. Afterwards, in the period of manufacturing proper, serving at least semi-feudal against the absolute monarchy as a counterpoise against the nobility, and in fact cornerstone of the great monarchies in general. The bourgeoisie has at last, since the establishment of the modern industry and the world market, conquered for itself, in the modern representative state, exclusive political way. The executive of the modern state is but a committee for managing the common affairs of the whole bourgeoisie. The bourgeoisie historically has played a most revolutionary part. The bourgeoisie, wherever it has got an upper hand, has put an end to feudal, patriarchal and idyllic views. It has pitilessly torn asunder the remotely feudal ties that bound man to its natural superiors, and left remaining no other nexus between man and the naked self-interest and callous cash payment. It has drowned the most ecstasies of religious fervour, of chivalrous enthusiasm, of Philistine sentimentalism, in the icy water of egotistical calculation. It has resolved personal worth into exchange value, and in place of numberless indefeasible chartered freedoms, has set into the single unconscionable freedom, free trade, in one word, for exploitation filled by religious and political illusions, substituted naked, shameless, direct, brutal exploitation. So there we have it, children. The first 2 pages of the Communist Manifesto. I hope this video gets the same amount of views as the old one, or I will kill myself with this knife. Signing out, still under 10 minutes, wearing a weeaboo mask.